Could Clemson crush the Big 12? Welcome into the Voice of College Football, best in discussion, debate, and analysis based on your participation, so leave those comments down below. We ask that you like the video and subscribe. We are going through realignment week, month, whatever it turns out to be. It's fun, and it's also crucial right now with a lot of moving parts out there. This school right here, Clemson, of course, in court against the ACC, trying to get out of that grant of rights. Florida State as well. Please check out the previous videos and check out the live stream that we provided over the weekend on the Florida State channel. It involves Clemson as well, as those two schools try to leave the ACC to move on to the Big Ten or the SEC, of course, where they can make the most money. However, if that doesn't work out, could it be the Big 12 for Clemson? Again, we're hearing rumblings. We've got our sources. We will keep you up to date as best we can. Let's understand, nobody knows. Clemson against the Big 12. So let's talk about that and what that could look like. They've only played 6 times. Current Big 12 members, of course, Clemson, Oklahoma played in bowl games and in the playoffs, but those don't count. We're talking about current Big 12 teams. Last time Clemson took on a current member of the conference, Iowa State, in the Cheez-It Bowl. They had one of the oddest plays that you will ever see. Couple odd plays in that game. Brock Purdy, who is now, we would have never guessed it at the time, become a NFL star. Really good college quarterback, but of course, Mr. Irrelevant, had a pass batted up that was picked off for a pick six, and also had a play on the final drive on 4th down in which he had the first down, but then he was thrown back and he circled back and lost the first down. Anyway, Clemson hung on to win 20-13. They lost a matchup against West Virginia that was really paramount to Clemson's dominance because this was the Brent Venables game. Brent Venables was in Oklahoma, and Geno Smith, of course, and those great West Virginia wide receivers, Stedman Bailey, Tavon Austin, just completely wore out Clemson 70-33. And, of course, Clemson had to make a change, and they did. They brought in Brent Venables, and they took off from there. But that Orange Bowl was ugly. They also lost to TCU, did Clemson, in 2009, 14-10. That Horned Frogs team really good with Andy Dalton. All right, 2005, that's a Clemson win against Colorado in the Champs Sports Bowl, 19-10. 2002, they lost to Texas Tech. Ouch, 55-15. Vaguely remember that game in the Tangerine. And UCF, of course, was only about 4 years into football, but they gave Clemson quite a game in 2001. A 6-5 UCF team. Tigers won at 21-13. So that's all we've got. So these schools are not good fits historically against the Big 12. They just don't schedule Big 12 teams. 3-3. Those Clemson teams that won 3 and lost 3, 51-27 against 51-26. So it's dead even, the competition. And Clemson split the 6 games. That makes sense. But keep this in mind. None of Dabo's elite teams from 2015 through 2020, heck, from 2012 when they got really good, they beat LSU in a bowl game, Ohio State in a bowl game, and 12-13 when they were really good. None of those teams for those 9 seasons played any of these Big 12 teams. So the Big 12 did not see Clemson's best. And meanwhile, Clemson played 21 games against the SEC, and they played Ohio State 3 times and Notre Dame 5 times. So they wouldn't have been losing these games against the Big 12. And Clemson, thanks to Geno Smith and also that rout in the Tangerine Bowl, outscored by 57 points in these 6 games. How would Clemson fare against the Big 12 right now, 2024, going forward? Well, they certainly would be a championship contender, as they are in the ACC this fall. They might be the favorite if they entered the Big 12 by themselves. Utah, Clemson, be a close call. Clemson at its best, well, we saw that from 2015, and even earlier than that, they were better than Oklahoma, which, of course, ruled the Big 12. So Clemson would have dominated the Big 12 for 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons. But Clemson's not here anymore. They're still really good, still a top 15 team/program, so they'd be in the running. Florida State, probably a smidge better right now, certainly based on last year's results on the field. But Clemson would be a major, major player in the Big 12, much like they have been in the ACC since Dabo took over the program. Your thoughts about Clemson to the Big 12, whether that's the probability, possibility, likelihood of it happening, plus would they dominate the conference? Your thoughts right here at the Voice of College Football.